PK Fire!
Hello guys, Dusty here with another YouTube video. Yeah, finally doing another pickup video for the space year of 2020. It's finally arrived. And yeah, not much has changed other than everything over here. My setup's completely different and I'm working on getting it fixed. So right now I just have my computer on top of my CRT Trinitron monitor. So it works as a camera stand right now, but eventually I might go ahead and get a new camera. I haven't really decided on that yet, but that's not a pickup. That's just channel update stuff, which I'll probably do in a separate video. Hopefully I'll remember to actually do my channel update video this time when I said I'm going to do a channel update. Anyway, pickups. Yeah, we found some video games. I will be the first to say, though, that it has been kind of a drought. I haven't found much. To be completely honest with you guys, it's just I haven't found much. You know, I've ended up buying a lot, you know, not a lot of stuff, but like a decent amount of stuff. But it's like gaming related stuff. So I'm just gonna show you guys that rather than just talking about it vaguely. So to get started, we've got some Goodwill pickups. Some of the very few Goodwill pickups you'll see here today. Had to get everything in the right order there. But yeah, we got a couple PS2 games and an Xbox game, the PS Xbox, of course. So yeah, these are all Goodwill pickups from the same trip. We got the Da Vinci Code on the Xbox because I didn't have it before. This is a complete good copy of it, so I was like, you know what, might as well go ahead and just grab it because when else am I going to find this game? And I might consider going for a complete Xbox set, North American, because it's a cool console. The original Xbox is a cool console. If I'm going for any complete set, I'm going for a complete GameCube set. I'm about almost halfway there, almost half. But yeah, if I'm going for any complete sets, it's going to be 6th gen stuff and maybe N64 because I think I have like half the library already, so I was like, I just got to get another half of the games, and then I'm good to go. Unfortunately for the N64, though, I'm missing like half the expensive games, whereas the GameCube, I have most of the expensive games, but I am missing a couple of those still yet, so you're going to see some GameCube Wallet Buster extravaganza stuff here. But yeah, we also did get 2 PS2 games at that trip to the Goodwill. We got Aero Elite Combat Academy. Now, this was disc in case only, but it is a Sega and AM2 title, so figured I'd go ahead and pick it up. It looked cool enough. And I also got SOCOM 3 U.S. Navy SEALs, which I did already have, but I wanted the manual for it because a group that I am a part of plays a lot of this online. So I figured, you know, it'd be nice to have a nice complete copy with the manual and everything so I can refer to it while we're playing online. So yeah, got a copy of a game that I already have. Isn't that exciting? And then we also have a pawn shop pickup here that just looked interesting enough to pick up. We got Mystic Heroes. It was $2. I think it's just disc in case. Yep, disc in case only. But $2. It looks interesting from the back of the box, and the artwork looks nice. So figure I'd go ahead and go for it. Let's see. Next, we're going to go through the Switch lightning round of pickups because I bought some Switch games. I have bought when Gamer Club Unlocked was ending, I did some Switch buying. So we got some of those here. Gotta grab them. And strangely enough, a few of these weren't Gamer Club, so that doesn't really matter too much, but I'm just going to kind of go through them. So first of all, we got, man, I bought this a long time ago. It's been a while since I've done one of these pickup videos, haven't I? But we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist on the Switch. Now, that online group that I had talked about earlier is also wanting to kind of get Yu-Gi-Oh! Game together, and we were going to do it on the Xbox with, let me find just one more. It's here somewhere. Come on. You can do it, Dusty. Well, it's gone. I don't know where it went, but there is an Xbox Yu-Gi-Oh game that we were going to play, but unlocking all the cards in that is pretty much impossible. So we decided to go ahead and take a different approach to it and play it on the Switch, where it's a little bit more accessible, particularly to normal people who don't hook their original Xboxes up to the internet. But yeah, we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution. I got it at Amazon Warehouse, $20 because I'm cheap. And it also came with some cards. The game is actually in my Switch right now, so yeah, you can't see it in the case, obviously. But yeah, this is actually, I think, the first time I ever bought a game off of Amazon Warehouse, and yeah, it showed up in really nice shape, so I can't complain. Let's see. One of the Gamer Club Unlocked pickups was Zelda Link's Awakening. I played a little bit of it, not a whole ton, but yeah, so far I've had fun with it. I'll probably go back to playing it, but I have such a big Switch backlog that it's just like I'm almost glad that there's only 2 games that I care about coming out this year. One being Xenoblade Chronicles Remaster, and the other one being Animal Crossing. So I'm almost glad about that because, first of all, Animal Crossing is going to be enough of a time sink, and then Xenoblade will also be enough of a time sink. But also, of course, I'm looking at my backlog there. I've maybe played a quarter of those games, so I need to get to it. You can actually, my Switch games are in frame. Holy crap! Yeah, I know. By the way, Room's a mess too. Yeah, I'm still working on that. But it's been a process trying to get all this set up. But anyway, I'm rambling. You're going to get a lot of rambling. The more spread apart these videos are, the more rambling is going to happen because the more stuff has happened. So I hope you're okay with that. If not, then I apologize. But yeah, it's hard not to ramble. But yeah, we got Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, I'll be entirely honest with you and tell you that I have no idea why I picked this up. I'm not going to be playing it anytime soon. I still haven't even played Luigi's Mansion 2. And I haven't beat Luigi's Mansion 1. So, yeah, I don't know why I bought this for 60. Well, Gamer Club's still like $50, but I did. I think I just pre-ordered it and forgot about it, to be completely honest with you, but what are you going to do? Now, a game that I did actually play, Pokemon Shield. Yeah, I bought this. Okay, so I had originally bought both of them on Best Buy because like they were going to end up like $30 a piece. But Best Buy decided to cancel my orders because my card changed and it wouldn't let me change it. Because Best Buy. So yeah, I'm probably because between Gamer Club and just all of the times that they've screwed me over on things, I don't think I'm going to do any more buying from Best Buy. I don't think I'm going to buy anything from Best Buy again, just because it's not worth the problem. If something's a couple bucks more, I'll buy it on Amazon. I can't deal with their shenanigans anymore. I can't do it. So I went to Target, which is the first time in like forever I bought a game new from a store. I think the last time I bought a game new from a store was Fire Emblem, the one on the DS, the remake, or the 3DS. I have it up there. Let's see. Fire Emblem Echoes Shadow of Valencia. Yeah, that one that I haven't even opened yet, the collector's edition. That was the last time I ever bought a game in store. Because I had to, because it was sold out online, and then it immediately came back in stock, and now it's entirely worthless. But yeah, that's a story. But yeah, I went into Target after work and purchased this video game in person because I wanted to play it over the weekend, and it was okay. So I don't even look at this as a main series Pokemon game. I'm just gonna be entirely honest with you. I'm gonna be one of those haters. So and I think the problem is a lot of people are gonna dislike that I don't like the game enough, and a lot of people are gonna dislike that I don't dislike the game enough. Because I was very meh on it. I mean, it was I would say worth the 15 hours that I put in, which by the way, just not long enough for a Pokemon game, not long enough for an RPG of any kind. And keep in mind, I did like exploration and stuff. I didn't like just hammer through the story. If you hammered through the story, you could probably get it done in 5 hours. Like it was that bad. But you know, I went Pokemon hunting, did some of the side questy stuff, upgraded my bike. That, you know, I did all this stuff. Ended up in the end game stuff after the end of the game stuff. And yeah, I think I've clocked like 17 hours max. So very short Pokemon game. I wouldn't consider it main series. I wouldn't consider it a new generation of Pokemon. I hope that kind of the internet follows suit because, I mean, the fact of the matter is, Creatures Inc. Game Freak, you can do better than this. Okay, you can do better than this. This isn't good enough. Okay? It just isn't. I mean, if it was a $40, like, like, if this is Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, I'd be impressed with it. And I was impressed with Pokemon Let's Go Eevee because it was what it was, all right? It was just kind of a filler title that was really cool in that, you know, it kind of recreated the first generation of Pokemon for a new generation of gamers. And I can appreciate that. I think that's absolutely fantastic. This is supposed to be a main series game. And I would say that Pokemon Sun, not even Ultra Sun, just Pokemon Sun was overall a better game than this. And Pokemon Sun was a bigger jump from Black 2 and White 2 than Sun to Sword and Shield. I mean, honestly, I think that was the big improvement there. Or no, sorry, X and Y. I always forget those games because they're very forgettable. But yeah, X and Y to Sun and Moon, bigger jump than Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield. It's just, it isn't, like, I'd get it on sale, to be honest. Like, if you really want to play a Pokemon game, if you're really itching to play a Pokemon game and you were fine with Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, then, yeah, go ahead and buy this. But, I mean, it's worth a play on sale, but that's really what it is to me. Not what I would consider $60. I can't see it. I'm sorry. Then we got the Alliance Alive HD Remastered Awakening Edition, which comes with something, I think. Probably, maybe. Comes with 9 cutout paper dolls. Sweet. I always forget about that. I always forget that this comes with something, and I'm like, Awakening Edition, what does that include? Oh, 9 paper dolls. That's kind of a cool thing. And then I forget about it, and then I look at it again. Oh, Awakening Edition. I wonder what this comes with. I don't know. I think I'm losing my mind. But yeah, I haven't played it yet. I hadn't played it yet on the 3DS. Haven't played it yet on the Switch. I maybe never will play it. I don't know, but I figured I might as well go ahead and grab it because I like these Nippon Ichisoft games. They're nice. I also got a collection of Mana, which I also haven't played. It's sealed, if you can tell. Which, yeah, I plan on playing the Mana games eventually, and this is probably the best way to play them. So, figured I'd go ahead and grab it. And that's, I think, it for Switch games. Oh, yeah. There's one more Switch-related thing. This. Yeah, I bought a Switch Lite, a light switch, as I like to call it. Now, I could do a review video of the Switch Lite, but I think everybody else has. So I'm just going to kind of give you my TLDR of it. I'm giving a lot of, like, you know, a lot of reviews in this pickup video, so I hope you guys like that. Let me know if that's something you're interested in, or you're just like, just get to the rest of the pickups, man. Come on. But just let me know in the comments what you like, and then if, you know, you're like, just get to the rest of the pickup, then I'll try to do better with that in the future. But, yeah, Pokemon Switch. I think I don't have it in here right now because it's in my living room, but really high-quality device. I think that it's absolutely worth it. The $200 for me, just to have a Switch that I can, just so I can leave my main Switch docked and take a Switch around with me. But honestly, I haven't been doing that. I've just been taking both Switches around with me and then playing one game on one of them. And then when the battery goes low, then I'll play another game on the other one. I don't know. I don't think that's very normal, but it's what I do. So, but yeah, I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On my main Switch, and then on this one, I can't remember what game I have in there right now. I would think I was playing some Super Nintendo games on the Switch, which, by the way, good stuff. I think I was playing Earth Defense Force, which I absolutely love. So, yeah. I wish they would have fixed some of the lag on it, though, because that game is notoriously laggy. But and I think they did improve it, but it's not quite where it probably should be. But I'm not Nintendo, so I can't really can't really say anything on that. But yeah, so anyway, more video games. We picked up 2 PSP games from the pawn shop, which I love getting PSP games. And by the way, if you are watching 3DO, yeah, aka Never Shuts Up, I will do that PSP video that you said you wanted to see. Maybe even tonight. Maybe even tonight if I have enough battery in my camera. We'll see what we'll see what happens. But I did get 2 PSP games. I got SOCOM US Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo because I kind of want to get all the SOCOM games now. I think I actually have all the SOCOM games, other than I think there was one on the PS3 that I don't have. Maybe I have it. I don't know. I don't know what PS3 games I have. I bought like there was a lost episode of my pickups that was like, you know, the Japanese Pokemon episode where Ash catches all the Tauros, but I ended up with like 70 PlayStation 3 games for like 50 cents a piece. So yeah, that happened, and it's probably one of them, but I just can't remember which one. So yeah, SOCOM US Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo 2. I've never played it, but I think I have just the first one on the PSP. I don't know. I'm trying to look at my PSP games. Like my vision's good enough to see all the way up there. But yeah, there you go. Where do I put this? Over here. And then I also bought a different pickup for sure. Interesting game. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which I can't remember if this is one of the good ones, the bad ones, or the worst ones of the Kingdom Hearts series. I don't know. I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game. I've never done it. I will eventually, but I just need to get around to doing it. But you may notice something a little bit different about this Kingdom Hearts game that I didn't notice until after I bought it. It's Sero rated, and everything's in Japanese. This is a Japanese copy of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep that I found at the pawn shop for $2 for $2.99. Sorry, it was $2.99. The other one was $2. I think this one's just $2.99 because of import fees. But yeah, it's complete, in good shape. So I think yeah, I'm okay with this purchase. But yeah, I'd probably want to get the American version eventually because I don't read Japanese. But let's see. We got some games that I forgot I picked up. You know what? I see the top Wii U game, but I don't see the bottom Wii U game. So that one's going to be a surprise that we reveal together. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes here. And then I haven't seen, because I have one game on top of this, I am going to open my eyes and see it for the first time since I bought it like months ago now, because I can't remember what game this is. It's Just Dance 2018. That's exciting. Yeah, bought it because it was $2, apparently. I don't know. I can't remember buying this, to be completely honest with you guys. I can't remember buying the other game, Sonic Lost World, either. But I didn't have either of these before, so good to add them to the collection, I guess. Am I ever going to play Just Dance 2018? Probably not, but yeah, it's a Wii U game. And then Sonic Lost World, I might play this someday. I've heard mixed things on it, so it might be good enough to be worth a play. Then we've got some PC games. Cool stuff here. Yeah, just some boxed Goodwill PC games for $2 a piece, which I haven't found many boxed PC games recently. You can't see them because they're not in frame, but like the floor of my shelves are pretty much all PC games, just all the way around this. So I do collect PC games. I just never find them anymore. I used to find them all the time, and I used to pick them up all the time. Now I don't. So... But yeah, I like this era of games where they're in the like standardized size cases that I'm about to show you when I go through these. I really like that era because you can actually put these games on a freaking shelf. But yeah, and I like them because this is when I was growing up, so I kind of have some kind of attachment to some of these. So, but we got Quake 4 on the PC. I haven't checked to see if they're in there. Frankly, I don't really care all that much, but it is what it is. We got this game, Medal of Honor Breakthrough expansion pack. This isn't a game. This is an expansion pack. Dang it! I probably have the game that this expands, though. Most likely. We got Gun, which I'm really excited to get on the PC. Yeah, kind of a cool game from Neversoft and Activision. Kind of different Old West style shooter if you never played it before. But then we got Joint Operations Typhoon Rising, which I've never heard of before, which is one of my favorite kinds of games to pick up, the one that I've never heard of before. Seriously, I do enjoy that just because you never know what you're going to get. And I also got another pawn shop game, apparently, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, because it looks semi-interesting. It's complete, good shape. Even comes with the Prima's official hint book. Hunt book? Where did I get that from? Hint book. So that's pretty cool. Manual. Game. What's not to love? All right. Get this actually in there. Oh, now I dropped it. Got a couple more things here. So which one do I show first? I will show this one first. Okay, so recently I've kind of gotten into the urge to play arcade games. I've been interested in having a good way to play arcade games for a while now. And you know, I've just kind of passively been looking for an arcade stick. Didn't really have any particular model that I was particularly interested in. And then I found this one, and then I was kind of hooked on the selling points of it for sure. Number one being the fact that it's pretty much compatible with everything under the sun. Like, it'll work with the Switch, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PC, probably Mac if you tried hard enough. But yeah. That being said, I did end up buying an arcade stick called the Mayflash Universal Arcade Fight Stick F500. Mostly because I wanted to get into like shooters and fighting games and stuff like that. And I have played probably about, I would almost say 15 hours of Soul Calibur 2 through Dolphin, just on the PC, the GameCube version, and it's a fantastic piece of hardware. Now, of course, I will eventually upgrade these buttons to Sanwas, because just from my experience of arcade buttons, these aren't quite as good as Sanwas. And then, of course, the stick isn't quite as clicky and responsive as a Sanwa. So probably go ahead and upgrade those eventually, because you can do that with these sticks, which is really nice. You can put genuine Sanwa parts in them. But yeah, for now they just have the default ones, and they work fine enough. They get you going, and then you can go ahead and explore different other things. And honestly, like, I just can't stop playing around with it. Like, I'm doing it right now if you can hear it. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know where I'm going to put this. Right there is fine. Okay, and then we got one more pickup. This pickup is something that it's an interesting pickup. Okay, so a little bit of backstory here. So for a while, I've been wanting to try to figure out the best way of playing my retro games at my desk, because I want to get back into Twitch streaming. It's something I want to do at some point, hopefully very soon. But I want a quality way of playing these older games that were made for a CRT on a quality CRT. Now, the first option you usually have for that is buying a PVM or a BVM. Yeah, like I'm going to find one of those. So that was just pretty much out of the question right there. Because even if I bought one online and got it shipped, shipping one of those is nigh impossible. It's going to break, and you wasted a lot of time and money there. So the next option that you got there is something like a FrameMeister playing on an LCD or LED TV, a modern TV, which I didn't want either, because I like the look and glow of a CRT. I'd rather play through composite on a CRT than through crystal clear RGB on a LED panel. It is what it is. So I had very few options, but I did have lying around a Dell-branded Sony Trinitron monitor. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it's a 19-inch flat screen tube, one of their high quality tubes that they used for the BVMs that they did at the time, but it's VGA. Now, that pretty much will only that basically brings about a host of problems. First of all, if something's 480i, VGA, well, specifically the 31, I think, hertz or whatever, just won't understand it, because I think that's like 14 hertz or whatever, 16 hertz, whatever, or 16. It's a different signal, so it won't work with it. Just the display won't work with it directly. So even if you just bought adapters to do it, it would be a mess. Originally, my thoughts were go for either A, a FrameMeister, or B, a OSSC. But the problem with the OSSC is you'd have to buy the OSSC, then you'd have to buy something like a RetroTink to plug into the OSSC so you could actually play S-Video and down, which I still want to be able to play stuff in S-Video, stuff like the N64, where it really doesn't matter if you're using RGB or S-Video. Stuff like that. I'd rather not have to spend a bunch of money to mod my N64 to play RGB. So, not right now anyway. Maybe someday. Maybe I'll get one of those clear ones that clear up the anti-aliasing that the N64 does, or the filter, whatever they call it. But let's see. But yeah, didn't want to go the OSSC route because of that. And it's kind of a finicky device, a lot of setup, a lot of so my vision was probably going to go ahead and break down and buy a FrameMeister. And I was ready to do that. I had a bunch of, saved auctions, saved on eBay for FrameMeisters. And then in my journeys looking for a FrameMeister, I came across a different device, one made by Microsoft before they made the FrameMeister, called the XRGB3. Now, the cool thing about the XRGB3, and the one downside of the FrameMeister, I was all gung-ho to get a FrameMeister, but the downside was I would have to adapt HDMI to VGA. So that's inherently another item in the chain. And I mean, yeah, it probably wouldn't have made a big difference, but still, I just didn't want to do it. So, yeah, the next step was going through HDMI to VGA active adapter, which isn't a big deal. It wouldn't have added more than 1 or 2 milliseconds of input lag and whatnot, but just didn't want to have to go through all that hassle. So I was looking through FrameMeisters, about to go ahead and grab one of those. Then I came across the XRGB3, and the XRGB3 is basically just an older, kind of more complex version of the FrameMeister. If that makes any sense. I think it came out in like 2008 or 2009 or something like that. They made them until they, into when they were making the FrameMeister, and then they stopped and just made the XRGB Mini FrameMeister. But where was I going with this? Yeah. The XRGB3 takes native VGA, also outputs DVI, so you can just plug in an adapter. It'll work with HDMI. So it basically does what the FrameMeister does, but it is also a 2x scaler. So you can just play native scaled stuff. So that only introduces about 2 milliseconds of input lag. But other than that, you're probably introducing about 15, I want to say, which isn't bad at all. I mean, it's not something you're really going to notice. Like, I've played a ton with it, and yeah, I haven't really noticed any issues. So I went ahead and I found a as-is one on eBay. It, in essence, didn't work. The problem that it had was it would just sporadically change all the inputs. It wouldn't work for a long time. It would work for like a minute, and then I'd stop. So I figured, okay, that's 99% chance something I can probably fix, because I figured it either A, had to be a bad power adapter, because I had read up a lot online about issues like this with the power adapter, or B, some surface mount or whatever component in the device itself that I could just change out a capacitor or something like that, probably going bad, and yeah, that can cause that kind of problem. So went ahead and bought it. It was a total of $100, I believe, shipped. So $100 for, in essence, a little bit of a gamble. But the gamble ended up paying off, because I found out it was the power adapter through some testing. I tested it with the original power adapter, and what I did was I had left the power adapter plugged in and tested it multiple times and different times, and it had the same problem. But if you'd leave it unplugged and then plug it back in and then plug it back into the XRGB3, it would work for that like minute or two, and then it'd start having problems. So I knew it was the power adapter because that was the only variable that was changing at the time. And so what I had to do, because the thing with the XRGB3 is, yeah, it'd be great if you could just go out and buy a power supply for it, but you can't because, unfortunately, they didn't exactly make them standard. I'll show you the. Where did I put the dang thing? Oh my. I have it over here somewhere. I came prepared. Are you kidding me? It's got to be plugged into the back of the FrameMeister and like going through here somewhere. There it is. I found it. I found it, guys. Found it. Okay. So yeah. So what I had to do was, because the jack is non-standard and you couldn't really replace it, I actually bought a power adapter off of Amazon, just a generic universal power adapter, set it to 9 volts, and I desoldered the cable that came with the FrameMeister, the XRGB3, and I soldered it onto this power adapter. So after doing that, works absolutely perfect. So yeah, that's good stuff. So I would show you it, but it is plugged in right now, and that would be a really big hassle. So what I'm going to do is show you the box. Yep, so it is XRGB3. This is what the unit looks like. If you want any more detailed pictures, you can look at it online. But yeah, it's all in Japanese because this is a Japanese device. Cost me a total of $112 with the power adapter. So yeah, and usually these sell for, I think they usually sell for around $250 because there are people who want to do what I want to do, which is, hook up an old CRT to their game consoles and play through RGB. And I don't have them to hand right now, but I did actually go ahead and go out and get RGB cables from Insurrection Industries for the Genesis Model 1 and for the Super Nintendo. So I might as well go ahead and review my experience because this video is running long anyway. So overall, first of all, anything pretty much through the CRT looks gorgeous. It is the best looking display I've ever seen. All right, just completely honest here. This Trinitron, best looking display I've ever seen. I have a, really nice 4K TV in my living room. I've seen, I have friends and family with nice OLED, huge TVs. This is the best looking display. I mean, it just is. Now, as for quality of these consoles, the only RGB cables that I have are Genesis and Super Nintendo at this point, and they're the only consoles I have outputting RGB to it through SCART. This little guy right here, which it actually takes in JP21 in the front, but it came with this nifty little SCART to JP21 adapter. So, yeah, just got to plug it into this end, and it works. So the Genesis looks, I'm going to be honest, it looks breathtaking. Words cannot describe how much better the Genesis looks, because the Genesis only outputs composite and RGB and RF if you try hard enough, but composite and RGB, it's such a big jump. It changes the game. It makes me want to play more Genesis. Just seeing it through this beautiful display with a beautiful output. It's just marvelous. I can't stress that fact enough. The Genesis was just worth it. Just being able to play the Genesis in that way was worth all of this hassle, all of this trouble, a $25 cable, a $110 total with the power adapter box, having this big old CRT around. It's worth it. Just alone. Super Nintendo had some problems with it before because the Super Nintendo and I believe the NES that you can RGB mod have a little bit of an issue with vertical sync. So fortunately in the XRGB, there is a way to fix that. If you have an OSSC or something, you need to buy a mod for it. But if you go into the settings of the XRGB3, you can change a couple dials and whatnot and get it done right. I think it's just something that changes it from using the default clock in the console to actually doing the RGB clock in the RGB3, which it doesn't look 100% perfect like the Genesis does. I would call it 99%. Because you can, if you squint and look closely at a still image, you can still see a little bit of sync imperfection. But once again, you're not going to be doing that. I mean, if you're actually playing a game, you're not going to care with the difference that it has. So yeah, that's that then. So my TLDR there it's absolutely marvelous. And then of course the cool thing with it too is it also does of course take in D-Terminal, which is Japanese component. So you can play all your component consoles on it, and I played a ton of original Xbox on it, ton of GameCube through my Wii through component, and it's the best way to play those consoles. It really is. I have never found a better way. Just the pixels, like if you pause on a Genesis game, or like any game with defined pixels, the pixels actually look perfect. It looks better than an emulator. Like that's pretty much the best way to describe it. It looks better than an emulator. Like I can't get enough of this thing. I'm gonna be one of those RGB guys, you know, one of those RGB elitists where if you're playing with component, you're just not good enough of a person. No, I'm joking, but yeah, just play however you enjoy playing. But I really enjoy playing like this. So yeah, that's kind of my TLDR review of the XRGB3 from Icomsoft, and I'll probably maybe even do like a cut of this and upload it to YouTube just for more videos and more views. I mean, for more information to the general public about this product, because I think it's really cool, even though it's been discontinued for 8 years. But yeah, it's still really cool. Somebody should make something like it. Because it is really good. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I think that's all I've picked up in like the last, God, it feels like forever, but it really wasn't that long. It's maybe been like 3 months, but I feel like it's been like 2 years since I've done a video. So yeah, that's all I picked up since. But that being said, this has been Dusty. Thank you all for watching. I'll hope to get that PSP video up soon. Maybe I'll climb around all of my freaking garbage on the floor and grab my PSP games and go through them. But anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Take it easy.